Hey, hello students. Welcome to the short math lecture series. In this series, we will understand different topics for mathematics. For today, we have a very interesting topic that we call permutation combination. So before going to permutation combination, we have to understand one very interesting principle that we call principle of counting. So what is principle of counting? So today we'll understand first what we call principle of counting. As you can see in my screen. So first what you learn today, let me give you the brief idea about that. So first we'll learn how to solve. First we'll solve few very basic counting problems, then we'll use fundamental counting principle or principle of counting to solve more complicated counting problems. So that is our goal for today. So let's take some problem for first. So as let's take one very simple counting problem. So let us consider the following problem. So Raja has 3 pants and 2 shirts. Okay, Raja has 3 pants and 2 shirts. How many different pairs of pant and a shirt? How many different pairs of a pant and a shirt can he dress up with? So that is the question. Here you have to count how many different way we can pair these three pants and 2 shirts. That is the question. Now you can we can think in this way. There are there are 3 ways in which a pant can be chosen. We can Raja has 3 pants, so he can choose either of those 3 pants, right? So there are 3 ways in which a pant can be chosen because there are 3 pants only, right? Similarly, how many shirts are there? Our shirt can be chosen in 2 ways because Raja has 2 different shirts. In for every choice of a pant, there will be 2 choice of shirt. Okay, so if I draw one picture for you, suppose let me draw one picture for you here. Suppose here, so I have Raja has 3 different pants. This is pants number 1, this is pant number 2, and this is pant number 3. Okay, and we have shirts, right? We have shirt. This is shirt number 1, and this is also shirt number 2, right? So now every pant I can pair them up. Suppose you have this pant, I can pair, this is pant 1 with P1. I can pair up S1 and S2. So 2 ways I can pair them up. For the pant 2, again for pant 2, with pant 2 I can pair up S1 with P2 S1 and P2 S2. There will be 2 pairs for every pant. As here we are saying, for every choice of a pant there will be 2 choice of shirt, right? So for P1 there will be 2 choice of shirt, S1 or S2. For P2 there will be 2 choices of shirts, for S1 and S2. For P3 also we'll have, if I choose P3, then there will be 2 choices for shirt, that is S1 and S2. So how many the total number of way I can pair them up? Obviously for every choice of pant. So we have 3 choices of pant into 2 choices of shirt. So total number of pairs will be, as you can see, total numbers of pair will be 6. You can name it down like this here also. So I can choose P1 S1, then P1 S2. Then I can take P2 S1, P2 S2, and P3 S1 and P3 S3. So this will be the choice. So this is total count will be 6, as you can see here. So this is the basic idea of counting. This is a very basic idea of counting. So now what is with this we have a suppose this is very trivial problem, right? Only we have 2 elements. This is very easy to count, right? Suppose you have very huge number of elements. So then it will be very difficult to draw to list everything like this. So for that we need a formula so that we can use for every case. So what is the formula? Let me give you the formula here. So the formula says, so the name of this formula is fundamental counting principle of counting. So let me clear all this first. So what is the formula? So the formula says, if suppose let E1 and E2 be 2 events. The first event E1 can occur in m different ways, and after E2 has occurred, then after E1 has occurred, E2 can occur in m2 different ways. The total number of ways that 2 event can occur is m into m. So here you can consider the previous thing also. So how many ways I can choose a pant? That is 3 ways. And how many ways I can choose a shirt? That is 2 ways. So total number of will be 3 into 2, that is equal to 6, right? So E1 is the first event, that is choosing one pant. E2 is the second event, that choosing one shirt. So total number of how many? So the number of ways that 2 events can occur in 3 into 2, 6 different ways. So that is the basic idea of principle of counting, and we will use this thing for like to count arrangement, like when you are counting permutation, or to count selection when you are dealing with combination. And that is a basic thing which you need, that is principle of counting. So now let's take another problem. Let's understand another problem. So let me clear all this thing first. So let's take another problem. So now here we have another question. So the question says, how many different pairs of letters from the English alphabet are possible? How many different pairs of letters from English alphabet is possible? Think about it. You can pause the video and you can solve it by yourself. Again, you will use the principle of counting here. So here we have to make, suppose if I draw the picture again, so we have to make pairs, right? With this is my first letter and this is my second letter. We have to, my event for, like I am putting this first letter and the second letter. How many letters are there? Total 26 letters are there, English letters. Now, how many different pairs of letter form the English alphabet are possible? Think about it. So what will be the answer? So let me talk about the answer. So the answer will be, so the solution, there are 2 events in this situation. Obviously there are 2 events. The first event is the choice of the first letter, as I'm like, the first event is the choice of the first letter. This is my first letter, and the second event is the choice of the second letter. So how many ways now, if I ask you, how many ways I can choose one letter for the first position? Because the English alphabet contains 26 letters, it follows that the number of 2 letters, like how many ways I can choose one letter for the first position? Obviously, like 26 way I can put one letter in the first position. Either I can put A or B or C or D, up to like up to Z I can put. After putting one number, how many ways I can put one number here in the second position? Again 26 letter I can put from A to Z. So total number of, like, what will be the total number of, like what will be the number of pairs then? So the total event will be, so total number of pairs will be 26 into 26, that is equal to 6, 7, 6. That is the answer. Here again we are using principle of counting. To count number of possible pairs of letters, right? Number of possible pairs of letters. That's all for like this video. In next video we'll understand how to what is permutation and how we're gonna use principle of counting to count different number of arrangement. Thank you guys. Thank you for listening.